So in today's video, we are going to learn how to draft and sew a flutter sleeve or a half circle sleeve. So I have here a short sleeve, and on this sleeve I have already illustrated how to draft this sleeve in a previous video. If you haven't seen that video, I'll be leaving the link in the description box below. So this is the short sleeve we'll be working with today. So on the left is my front, and then on the right is the back of the sleeve. So we'll start off by measuring the hem of this sleeve. So I have here about 13.5 inches. So I'm going to go ahead and further divide the back sleeve into two. So I'll measure it, and whatever I get, I'm going to divide it into two and then mark. And I'll repeat same for the front sleeve as well. The next I'm going to do is to connect a line from the hem of this sleeve to the top for both the front and the back. Next, I'm going to further divide this sleeve again into two. So in all, we are going to be having 8 pieces. So I'll measure, divide into two, mark for both the front and the back. Then I'm going to draw the lines from the hem of this sleeve to the top. I'll be repeating this same process for the front as well. So in all, we have divided this sleeve into 8 equal parts. So I'm going to label so that it will be easy for me to identify the pieces. The next I'm going to do is to cut the lines, but I'm not going to cut through. So I'll cut from the hem to the top, but not through. So as I was cutting, I made a mistake and then cut through the first and then the second lines. So if you make such a mistake whilst drafting, just get a sellotape and then piece it together at the top. So our sleeve is ready. We are going to set it aside, and then I'll get a piece of paper. I've gotten a piece of paper, and then I'll draw a line this way across. Make sure this line is long enough to cover our sleeve, and then I'll go ahead and also draw a perpendicular line to touch this line this way. The next I'm going to do is to come in with my sleeve and then spread it out. So the midsection of this sleeve is between number 4 and then number 5. So I will spread it, separating the front and then the back. And then I'm going to tape the midsection 4 and 5 down, hold it down with sellotape. So the perpendicular line is what is separating the front and then the back sleeve. So after taping down, we'll also spread the pieces of the front, making sure that piece 1 is on the horizontal line that we drew. So I'll tape it down with sellotape and then spread the other pieces down. And I'm going to hold them down, the pieces down with sellotape, so that they do not shift away while we complete the drafting process. So I'm going to repeat the same thing for the back sleeve and also spread the back, making sure that piece number 8 spreads and then touches the horizontal line that we have drawn. Then I'm going to go ahead and then use a sellotape to hold the pieces down so that they are firm. So after spreading them down this way, I am going to come in with a curved ruler and then smoothing the hem of this sleeve. The next I'm going to do is to add 1/2 inch seam allowances all around this sleeve, on the hem, on the side, and then on the armhole area as well. Then we'll go ahead and then cut the pattern out. So after cutting the pattern, I'm going to place it on my fabric. I'm using a crepe fabric for this illustration. So after placing it on the pattern on the crepe fabric, I'm going to go ahead and then cut the pattern out. Remember, I have already added seam allowances on the pattern, so I do not need to add seam allowances on the fabric as well. After cutting, the next I'm going to do is to use a bias tape to turn the hem of this sleeve out. So after turning it out, this is what we have here, looking so beautiful. The next I'm going to do is to stitch the sides of this sleeve down on 1/2 inch, the initial seam allowances we added when we're drafting the sleeve. After stitching it down on my sewing machine, I'm going to attach it to the dress that I'm using for this illustration, and this is what we have here. This is how to make a flutter sleeve or a half circle sleeve. It's looking so beautiful. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to subscribe, give us a thumbs up, like the video, and don't forget to share, and most importantly, turn on your notifications so you are notified each time we make a post. We'll see you in our next video, and thank you so much for watching.